Have you ever thought about a book being so dangerous you'd have to literally bury it? In 1933, the same year Hitler became Chancellor, theologian Eberhard Arnold mailed him a copy of his spiritual guide, Inner Land. Was this courage or naivety? The reaction was swift. Just 1 week later, the Gestapo raided Arnold's community. To save the manuscript from destruction, they put it in metal boxes and buried it on a hillside before smuggling it out of Germany. What could make a spiritual guide a direct threat to the Nazis? Arnold saw society in total crisis. Mainstream churches offered no real answers as society was torn between two forces: rising nationalism demanding total loyalty to the nation, and Bolshevism promising power to the oppressed. Though they seemed opposite, Arnold said they were two sides of the same coin. Both demanded absolute human loyalty and sought worldly power. For Arnold, the real problem wasn't political or economic, it was spiritual. Humanity had started worshipping its own creations: the nation, ideology, political parties. They became idolaters, serving the creature more than the creator. Arnold's solution wasn't comforting prayer or feel-good thoughts. It was radical and uncomfortable, in his words, terrifying. Only a direct personal collision with the divine could break the spell of these consuming idols. His entire solution, a direct, personal, and shattering experience of God so complete it marks the end of man, the end of ego, self-reliance, and idols. It's the moment our efforts stop and God's work begins. This isn't gentle or warm. Arnold calls it terrifying because it forces you to see truth, shining impossibly bright light on our darkness, compromises, and self-worship. He compares it to blasting a whole mountain to pieces just to find the single, thin vein of gold hidden deep inside. Here's what made this book politically dangerous: that terrifying inner explosion can't stay inside. It must burst out as a completely new way of living with others. The inner detonation is just the start of a revolution, demanding different economics, relationships, and politics. Arnold rejected society built on private property, fueling self-interest and injustice, power systems using violence from battlefields to courtrooms. If you've had that shattering God encounter, you must reject the entire system. Arnold's alternative was the city church, a community where all goods are shared, life serves others, not yourself, people choose poverty for love's sake, and radical justice for the poor is daily practice. At its center, uncompromising non-violence. This was a total rejection of mine and yours in favor of ours, the polar opposite of the state's ideology of power, property, and force. Arnold's most challenging idea was his definition of peace. It wasn't passive, quiet, or easy. True peace isn't simply war's absence. He called that lifeless peace. True peace is an active force, the daily constructive work of building justice where there's injustice, unity where there's division, love where there's hate. His two-step process. Step 1. Lay down arms, refuse participation in violence. Step 2. Pick up tools and start building the alternative. Peace isn't a state you achieve, but a life you commit to, the difficult daily work of building God's kingdom here and now. That's why the book was dangerous. It didn't just criticize the world, it demanded readers start creating a new one. If Arnold is right, that peace requires active construction, what's one constructive action you could take today to start building it?